Hi, Suraj. Thank you so much for joining us on Blitz Business. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure too.
Awesome. So let's get started. So, Suraj, tell us a little bit about yourself first. We were discussing about Goa and everything. So, tell us something about yourself.
See, I'm a local boy from Goa, family 500 years old, born in coastal belt of Kandolim, which is just a couple of kilometers away from the touristy hub where the entire belly of tourism of India is right now. But we've seen this, our ancestors have seen this. So it's not new to us, but we are pretty lucky. I was fortunate that I was born in this beautiful village called Saipem, which is one side with a mountain, one side with a river. So my entire village is bordered with a beautiful Mandavi river. We have a lot of restrictions of CRZ, so we don't have large buildings in our village because of the CRZ laws, and we still live the past, of whatever the past, So what we feel is the beauty of our Goans uh, living, with a beautiful cultural um, peace and harmony. So that's the beauty of where I am from, you know. So that's
So,
where I am, Saipe.
so that's the area is in north or south? Where is it exactly?
It's not Goa where the Taj Aguada is there, where all the hotels are there, where our hotel Hilton is there. So we are from the coastal belt of Goa, which is
Understood.
North Goa specifically, very much north.
So, and the business currently you are in, it's a legacy business or you have started or what is it? Tell us about that.
So I'm a first generation entrepreneur, and we started this business quite with an accident. It was very accidental approach that happened in my life. That I was a I was a 100-meter sprinter representing Goa. Then I played cricket for the state, and then one fine day I got this opportunity. A friend of mine approached me and said, why don't we develop property together? So that's how we started, and we became an accidental developers. So from there onwards, we became developers who had the opportunity to meet the best of people, because those days when we started real estate, the entire Goa was not exposed to the outside world. There were no direct flights, by the way. When we started in mid 90s, there was no direct flight from anywhere except Bombay, and there used to be uh, weekly two flights from Bangalore. That's the only two connectivity we had. A lot of people who knew Goa, they came somewhat by hop stop, and they discovered Goa, and somebody like us who are living there got exposed to them, and they sort of trained us, the best of people who were well to do, like entrepreneurs, industrialists, actors, some family uh, business homes owners. So they all came and they discovered Goa, and from there onwards, we sort of got our opportunity.
So
Yeah.
tell me, Suraj, a little bit in terms of why Goa has become so expensive. In terms of if someone goes and travel to a part of Indonesia or somewhere else versus Goa in peak time, I'm taking October, November, December. What has gotten to Goa in terms of all of these things?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a different phases of
Okay.
Goa that has reached. The time was not ripe for Goa. So now, if you look at it, Goa
Hmm.
got liberated in 1961 from Portuguese. So the first 10 year was more like a setting up of Goa, educational institutions, industries. The rest of the country, fellow businessmen came to set up their own. Then there were education institutions which allowed a migration from a village to a city. So that 10 year was more of paid ka sawal hai for people. Nothing. The villages remained villages. Then in 70s to 80s, it was more like education where people wanted to go outside Goa, get educated, come here. So there was no much exposure in Goa. The 90s onwards, the foreign tourists started discovering Goa, which is the coastal belt of Goa, that this is unexposed. It was ruled by Portuguese for 455 years. There were no buildings as such in the villages. There were only beautiful homes, which was built by the Portuguese, beautiful architecture that was left behind by the Portuguese. So this fascinated many people, and but there was no direct connection. So slowly, Goa, when the tourist came, the charter business started in early 90s or late 80s. Then that's the real exposure. So people, the word of mouth, it became more known to people. Then in 2000, it actually came to know in the eyes of the Indians, where there were direct flights. So until then, everybody came, they went. There was really no much infrastructure for anybody to live on a longer. There were no great hospitals, there were no great schools. But gradually, the infrastructure has been built so well. There are two airports, north and south. There's such a unexposed areas, untapped market. So people found that this is the west, of India, and the culture is Portuguese. The people are friendly. So slowly, people started finding comfort in this. And off late with COVID, they suddenly discovered people started staying here for longer. Like, you said that you spent a few months here. So, we call it lat lagti hai na, jo something. So this is Goa is all about that. You love Goa, but if you love it, then you had it. So you will never want to go away from Goa. So that's my Goa to you. So more and more people are liking it. There are many flights that are coming from different tier of cities. So everybody is suddenly discovering, a golden spot of the country, and they want to have a small pie of it. So when there's more and more people who want to have it, and business ease of business here, there's no much really difficult positions, difficult situations, unless you do something wrong. But I think the people, the government of Goa is very friendly to welcome everybody.
So that means, Suraj, good for business. I assume then you're in the growth phase or exponential growth phase of those sorts.
Yeah, for us, so we have built our business with certain ethos. We as a brand, we have done 50 projects, we have
Sure.
500 clients, but we kept certain language of our work, which is depicting Goa. We felt the Goa had a beautiful architectural beauty. So we actually used that as a brand standard for our brand, and we used it, and it attracted many people, which they felt that this is what Goa is all about. And we kept the same language. So we got also good training from all sides. So having said that, business is good. More and more people, and what happens is when you are 27 years old company, there is a credibility built. We have great partners from all over the world who are associated with us. We have great architects from all over the world. And the best part of our business is we have given highest appreciation to our clients. So we have price list of uh, our project, the launch price, completion price, till today price. So that shows the historical record and what have been delivered, what we have been delivering, and what sort of class of project that we are delivering. So that has actually, set us apart from the rest of the developers, and that's what is helping us to, excel in our business. So
So
I feel.
mostly you operate in Goa, Suraj?
Yeah. We are a Goa-based company. We're specifically in North Goa. We were very focused on a very touristy business. We're focused on more like a second home business. So our primary business is for people who want to have a family business. I mean, sorry, family house. Somebody wants to have second house. Somebody who has a capital gain challenges. They can invest and have a house. They can buy a house. They can. Some people who want to have a change of weather home. Many people nowadays come. So we are primarily focused on a end user's house rather than a sort of a holiday homes.
So
Yeah.
let's understand the economics of this family homes. And also, I had many real estate developers, the largest co-working office space, few developers in our NCR. The numbers were crazy. I mean, in terms of Delhi NCR rates. So let's understand Goa economics. Uh, what does a typical house goes for a villa or apartment? Help us understand what are we looking at.
See, Goa, the valuation is based on where are you located. So the houses starts right now, starts with about say 12,000 rupees a square foot, to it can go up to 2,000, 20,000. 20,000 to about 25,000, depends on the location, and some houses can go up to 30,000. So it's 12,000, 15,000, uh, 25,000 to 30,000. I mean, I have heard homes up to 30,000 a square foot as of now that are available.
But
So
that's still less than Delhi. I mean, South Delhi rates.
yeah, because see, Goa still, the purpose of Goa is a second home. Primarily it's for the people who are second home. It may be 2% of whoever comes here, or 1% want to have the first house. So obviously people will not want to put a lot of money here, because a lot of people are right now looking at a business which can give them a revenue, which they can lease out, they can get a revenue out. So it has to be a proportion to what you invest and what you get a return through the rental business. I mean, we are primarily not into rental business as of now, but we give our homes to professionals. Hilton is, one of the hotels that we own. So we give our homes to people who have a highest distribution system. One of our hotel is Saldi Goa, which was designed by Tarun Talyani. So we have another hotel that is Esther, which just opened, which we made all suite hotel, and we sold it to a group called Esther. So we are an end-to-end solution. We are just not going to give you a house and then we'll let you go in the market and rent it out. No, we'll connect you to people, who will actually do justice to your house or your whatever, asset that you buy from us. So
That's
that's the USP of us.
that's interesting. So tell us, Suril, for example, if someone buys a 1 CR house, well, so what is the rental yield someone can expect?
See, it's very tricky to get a 1 crore house right now.
Two
But then,
CR, whatever it is.
yes. So I'll give you example. So you are on the coastal belt, let's say from 0 to 500 from the
Hmm.
beach, you can only build 33%. You can't build more. So the feasibility is not there to make homes there. Those homes are only for somebody who wants to have end use house and they can walk to the beach. Now, those are the houses. But if you make a house between 500 to anywhere outside 500 meters from the sea, now you can get 80% FAR, and you can make a apartment, which will not cost you less than 1.2 crore to 1.5 crore. Now those apartments will give you let's say we have 70 to 80 apartments, and you then tie up with a one of those brands, which has the highest distribution. Maybe Indian brand. There are great Indian brands nowadays. You have international brand, but international brands come up with a lot of SOPs. You need to give them a lot of things. So Indian brands are quite,
Flexible.
accommodative. Yeah, so they will give you a rental yield of about 6%, and they will give you 14 days stay. Yeah, and so that's the kind of a number you can expect. And then but they will sign a contract with you 10 plus 10. You sign them 10 years plus 10 years, but it's like more business model. It's like a business model. Whereas then you go for villas. Now villas will cost you primarily between 5 to 6 crore. Now those villas will get you a rental yield of about 40 to 30, 35, lakhs for your investment of, let's say, 5 to 6 crores. That's a yearly yield. So you expect about 6%, but also you expect a capital appreciation, because today the replacement value keeps on changing every year. So that's why the appreciation would be another 15, 18%. So you make a rental yield of 6%, and your appreciation is about average 15%. So you make about 20, 21%. So you can expect in Goa your house very safely doubling up in 5 years, valuation wise.
Assuming it's like current is a peak time, but was there any downtime in Goa's market? You must be aware of.
I've been asked this question quite often, but I call myself, I'm a recession proof developer, because I don't make houses which don't attract buyers. So we have an SOP in mind, and if those SOPs don't fit our bill, we don't make homes. First of all, our homes should have uh, a view. Our homes should have substantial location advantage to go to the beach, restaurants, hospitals, schools. Then we bring best of architects of the country and also from all over the world. For us, design is a USP. If we do not have the right design and the right location, we don't even touch the project. We may have left, as many number of projects that we have done, we have actually given up those projects because they didn't fit our bill. So we are not coming from that breed where we just want to make money, because as a brand, we always feel that in last 450 years, what Portuguese left for us, the beautiful architecture, I think we have not left much to show people of this generation to our next generation. So our brand is focusing on to leave a legacy, to build for posterity. That's why we are very, cautious about what we are building. We're cautious that our home should be timeless. Our home should enjoy the beauty of, enjoying and living and getting the best feeling, because we believe feeling is, luxury. So coming back to your question of, the homes, that what we build is recession proof because of this reason, and it also attracts the right buyers. The moment it attracts the right buyers, it creates a community. Now 90% of our work is sold through word of mouth, because we really don't have great presence in uh, so-called market, which is uh, anybody can know us. We are on the internet now, but so we have to really, you have to dig like a jigsaw puzzle and find us. So it's not that easy. We're very gracefully telling you this. It's not that we have a challenge, but somebody wants to find out, will find out. Yeah.
Now they will find you out easily.
Thank you.
So then coming to, so I remember when I was in Goa, like we were in the car, etc. Like the driver of the car was very proudly saying, "ये विराट कोहली का नया घर बन रहा है just on beach front." So we saw a lot of villas coming up from people from all over the country buying up. But there was also this sentiment ki like local Goa people or business is getting hurt or something. Like, what is that angle? Now let's talk about the other side of it, because I heard a lot of stories, but I want to hear from your side.
So,
Like, you know,
in 2014, I sold a house to Yuvraj Singh, and it was in the hill of Morjam. And that's the time Mr. Yuvraj Singh introduced me to Virat Kohli, and Virat Kohli did come to see one of my house, and he liked the location and everything, but he was busy. He spent some time with me. And as of now, to my best of knowledge, he doesn't have a house, but I'm not the authority to say anything. But there are lots of, throwing around names that, you know, uh, you, this one has a house, that one has a house. It's more like a, information which is not correct, So I know for a fact that, yes, it is getting challenging for locals to acquire land. Is getting more and more expensive. So I do agree there are sentiments locally that they can't buy any more land in Goa because of the new people who came and took their land. And of course, everybody in India has the right to buy land. So there's nothing I have to say. I mean, I have nothing against anybody buying in Goa, but the kind of people who came, they felt that these are the right opportunities. They're buying land. The locals are still, took it for granted, how our life is all laid back. So they also felt that, all these years the land is lying empty, it will remain empty. So there are a lot of issues now coming up, like the mudcards, under the law of Goa, any landlord who has a munkar means a caretaker, is allowed to take 300 square meter land as per the law. So yeah, that's the law in Goa. It's a very good law which helps the local people who don't own the land. They can have that ownership of those properties. So having said that, I have a mixed opinion about it. That yes, there are some, and some are quite okay with it. Because these challenges come only towards the coastal belt, not the entire Goa. So I would say, if you look at Goa's dynamics, this issue is only to the 10 to 12% of the landmass of Goa. This challenge because of the coastal belt. More towards the north. About maximum 15% of the Goa land, which is near the coast, more towards the north, has that challenge, where more towards the coast. So inward and all 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 10 kilometers, still, the land rates are quite stable. They're not.
But it helps your business. It pushes the price up, right?
So for us, primarily, it is becoming a little difficult of late to acquire land because uh, if you have a land price today, it may not remain tomorrow. So there
Oh,
are
wow.
10 different buyers who roaming, but they may not be the real buyers. They may be brokers, but they create a very a market which creates a impulsion in buyer's mind. That's the challenge that we are facing of late.
And where are these people coming from to buy land?
Well, from all over.
All
There are majority is from Delhi and
from Delhi.
Gurgaon and NCR, and now there's a lot of people from Hyderabad. And see, I've done business from people from Delhi for last 2.5 decades, and I have extremely had great relationship with everybody. I welcome everybody, but the kind of people came those days were very different than now who have come. But now more are speculators. Now they want to buy, they want to make agreement, and then they further sell it to other people. So they're not an end user. They are the people who wants to make a delta immediately,
They
pass
are
on the
flipping.
property. Yeah,
They are flipping.
yeah, flipping. Yeah, yeah. We didn't know about all this business. We're learning it now from fellow developers and friends from Delhi.
Like they do so much flipping in Delhi and push the price.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite often now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So then Suraj, what is your let's talk about in terms of your from policy side, government side, like what are your expectations? Like are you happy currently what's happening, or you have certain things ki bhai, things should be in this way, this form, certain new policies are needed. What is your ask from government?
See, I mean, yes, there are many policies which are helping tourism. Like Goa has a investment promotion board, which anybody can come and set up an industry, like an hospitality industry. Like you want to put up a hotel, they will give single window permission. If you want to do hospital, they will give single window permission. So if you expand a factory, you want to do an expansion, you want to set up a new factory, or you want to set up a school. So any industry that you want to set up, let's say you want to set up a large amusement park, or you want to set up anything, IT park. So government has a very good policy called, as I said to you, Investment Promotion Board. So that's a very great policy. Many people don't know about it, but they should Google it and find it. Goa has two airports. They get connected from both the sides. What is the policy that I am expecting from government is that they should put up a kind of a term sheet of building code. Goa came from a beautiful architectural background. They should keep the identity of Goa. That's what I feel that we should. That's the code I look at it. I also feel that government should, build a platform for the tourism. Like we are having bigger challenge uh, with the taxi operators now. Because I don't blame them. It's their livelihood, but it is not yet organized sector. So you can't have Olas in Goa. You can't have Uber in Goa. So I want to give a suggestion to the government is that let's say we have so many number of taxi operators. The bigger challenge is a taxi operator doesn't allow you to get you out from your hotel. You have to take the taxi. You can't have another app coming in. So that's not a very good news for the state's future, because in anywhere in the country, you go any outside the country, they're easily available. But here, I do feel that there is a livelihood issue. My fellow Goans are very nice people, but it's between pet ka sawal hai. So now we have to find a solution. So that is a very big solution that needs to be found. So my thought was that in the event if we create a corporation of all the current taxi users, let's say if we have 30,000 taxis, so we create a membership for them and they become a permanent members of that corporation. Then we invite people like any operator, whoever it is, maybe all Ola, maybe it's Uber. So they take over the entire business, and about 25%, I'm not sure what percentage, can be given to the corporate, to these stakeholders, 30,000. Now, through that, pensions can be given. That 25% would be a remuneration for them, which they get daily. and their own taxes are also used. And slowly, no new members should be allowed. So it should be like a government policies where they could, use that platform for getting pension, their family pension. And large insurance companies can come and do insurance of the insurance can be under one platform. The advertisements can be done in taxis, and slowly, as and when they dilute, next 10 years, 15 years, so automatically the new members and the platform will be good enough for the tourists to use, and they also will be happy, so they can use uh, that app. They can use their own taxes. Plus, they're getting money. Plus, their families. Plus, anything goes wrong, the insurance will take care. Advertise money that will come for the corporation, and that they have become a stakeholders of this. That's what my suggestion to the tourism right now, that I'm thinking of. This is the best way they can come
But
together.
that's an excellent idea, Surya, because I faced the same challenge for taxi, and even the challenge was like guy from south was not willing to come to north, or they have
Yeah.
areas divided where they are like मेरे को मार देंगे पीटेंगे if I come even there, right? So very strict boundaries and exorbitant rates in terms of to go even 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, which is unheard, right? So that I think this is a great solution if it
So
gets pushed.
somebody has to come forward and put them together. Government should have that ability to you know put it together. But uh, we have to educate our boys. We need to tell them the advantages of it. See, anything needs a brainwashing. Anything needs a convincing, and that convincing can happen very well once they know a tourist business. It's I was just talking to the one of the KPMG guys. They said the travel business is huge in Goa. So if that money is captured and rightly channelized and given it to them, I'll tell you they will be happy with this solution. But somebody should give them the projection that this kind of money you will make, plus your taxes will use, plus you drive, plus you'll get your money. The taxi meter gets activated. So it's a there has to be sort of a meeting of two minds, the tourism hotel stakeholders versus the taxi stakeholders. There has to be a meeting, and the government. Then I don't think so we'll have any of those issues. I do agree with you at some point of time, but I only believe it's papi pet ka sawal, what you call it. That's the only reason. And we are also laid back, yeah. So nowadays, feel quite comfortable. But the new generation is quite aggressive. The new generation is quite entrepreneur, and they like to have taxis. They have renter cabs. So lots of things. The fellow young generation with the new digital world has understood that you can't sit at a place. You need to move on. Yeah.
If maybe now for the new generation someone start making reels and memes, they will be like, yes, makes sense, and then that's one way to propagate a
And so online business is good. I mean, I see in my hotel there are lots of taxis. Rent a cab, I don't think so. There's a restriction. Anybody can take a rent cab from anywhere. Only the taxis that are part of the stand. So it should be similarly to taxis also. That's what I feel.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then Suraj, for let's talk about your business now moving forward. What is the key milestone you have been operating for so long, more than 25 years now? What is challenging or what is exciting for you, or what is something you're like, I need to do something new? Like, how are you looking for next 5 years? Because if you're running for so long, it can become monotonous. And what is there to excite you? Or you're looking for expansion, doing something different?
Yes. So, we as a brand in the last 7, 8 years have delivered three beautiful hotels. Of course, one, Soldi Goa, which was built in 2010, became the best new hotels of Asia by Condé Nast, gave us that positioning those days. Then we had Hilton, which I own. Me and my wife own that hotel. That's a very large resort, the first resort in India for Hilton. And the third one is the Esther, which is all suite hotel. So what we have done is we have combined this concepts together, and we are now raising money to get my dream come true. So I was on the board of tourism. I was actually on the board of state level marketing and promotion committee between 2017 and um 22. Even the COVID time, I was on the board. So one thing that we discovered is Goa is going to have a business, from 2024 is about 30,000 crore and 2030 is about 90,000 crore. Of course, this presentation was given to us in 2019 that 2010 will have a 10,000 crore business. But I don't know whether that has happened because there was a huge COVID surge, in Goa. And but if you look at it, it's three times the business in next 6 years. So we thought that the hospitality has a position. So now this particular units anybody can buy. But currently we are looking at making small mansions of 18 to 20 keys, and then we will give it to a boutique operator. We'll make about 200 keys like that. And small mansions will be near the river, on a cliff, overlooking the water, paddy fields. So where there is a real Goa that you can experience. Now, this attracts to a lot of people. Somebody like you who wants to have peace of mind will go into such small boutique hotels. So you have a personalized service, you have great spa, you have a preference on your food, you have a butler service. They are all will be pampering you. So that's the kind of hotels we are doing because we already delivered one and is successfully running it. The second one is we're going to do the similar hotel like the Esther, which is we don't own the Esther, but we did a project which is all suite hotel, 850 keys. It's 850 square feet of unit. About 80 units were built. We have a restaurant in it. We have a specialty restaurant, that we are looking at having in our new hotels. So we'll build about 500 keys like that, but they all will be near the beach. You can walk to the beach. You can, take your motorbike on the beach. So you can buy that unit. As I said you, that concept of 1.5 crore a key to 2 crore a key, where you will get a 6% return. You can come and stay 14 days. In such hotels, you will have a specialty restaurant, and you will have a very top end operator, who are who have a great distribution system. So anybody can buy. Somebody like you. So what happens is your EMIs are taken care, and you only pay 25 to 30% for a unit like that. you know so the balance money is taken care by the operator. We as a developer makes our business. We then tie up with our other company, will tie up with all the 80 units holders, and then we will give it to one operator, because operators doesn't deal with uh, different buyers. So that's the concept. And the third one is, of course, we'll have a ballroom there, and also we'll have a very good operator here, because all suite hotels, you need a specialized operator for that. You can't have this normal operator who has a very higher distribution system. And all suite hotel has a living room and a bedroom special. So it's like a single bedroom, but a proper with a kitchenette and everything. So the third that we are doing is a large hotels like Hilton. There's two of them of 300 keys, 150. But there we will have a casinos in those, because as per the law in Goa, you can have casinos. So we are raising about we are trying to do about 1,000 key hotel in different section, 20 to 18 key hotel, which again will be sold. So the fund is coming right now. We are in a final stage of a fund who will actually fund this entire project. And then, once it's more closer to completion, it can be sold to the fractional owners, or it can be sold to one chain or one investor. So right now we are only working with, building them. So we already acquired land for some of the hotels. Some we are already in talks with buyers, and some we have some old, under the new IPB law, you can build hotels, so it's very easy to build hotels now. So we are building those hotels at the moment. We are actually, at the acquisition stage and designing stage of one or two of them. So that's the new plan that excites us, and the rest of it is we have a lot of land bank. We might, get into a large joint ventures with some of the big distribution system developers, who has great visibility all over the world, so and easy for us to sell. So we might offer them our land bank. We might ask them to do a co-branding with us. So there's lots of plans, but we want to build something that will excite the next generation. That is what we had built for. So it's not just not the commercial value, but it has to have aesthetic value. It has to have a recall value, and most of them has to be timeless. So that excites us. The financial aspects never bothered us for last 27 years, and it will not bother us ahead also as a brand. So as long as the brand identity is taken care, we are there. We're there with anybody.
It's always sunny, like in your name and in your company. But this boutique hotel which you mentioned, it's a very interesting. First time I also saw was in Goa, like very niche and excellent restaurant and like small room, like not small room, but few rooms, like 10, 15, 20, but excellent service, pools, everything. But that was a very interesting concept and like
And
one which converted into,
we
yeah.
did this almost in 2009. I requested Mr. Tarun Telyani to design this for me. I always said to him, Tarun, I said, clothes remain for maybe 24 months, but uh, an architectural marvel remains for more than 5 to 6 decades. So why not we do together something
So
exciting?
clothes, महीने भर भी नहीं रह रहे शायद.
No, but those are clothes which you need to use, especially his clothes. You have to wear
इसको.
them only on occasions, so yeah, so he's
And
been a
then,
great mentor to me. I'm
okay,
very grateful to somebody like him who's mentored me in the last 2 decades.
wow.
So yeah.
So how does he mentor you? Like in what aspects? In business? In like in has he changed your wardrobe entirely?
No, no. Tarun is an amazing guy as a human being, and he understands that. He's always alerting me that, Suraj, you have to save Goa for tomorrow. You have to make sure that you don't build something wrong. You need to make sure that the people of Goa are happy. You need to keep the surrounding happy, the people whom you move happy. Make sure that so his overall always motivates me, and as a person, I had a chance to meet him in early 2000, and we are 24 years now. As a we don't do business together, but we did some work together. He was my design director for Hilton. So we always respect people who have stood by us and always guides us. Anytime, he's always ready to guide me if there's any suggestion I need. But he's always keeps me on the toes. He says, you have to save Goa for tomorrow. You have to take care. Otherwise, you know, there will be challenges that, the next generation will face.
Very
Yeah.
good. And you mentioned, Suraj, since you're making 1,000 keys, so how are you raising the capital? You want to go public? It's private investor, PE. Like, what is the
So we are talking to some of our investment bankers, and they are in touch with some funds. The funds we are quite open for any fund that they want to come and talk to us, because we have shown delivery of our work in our real estate. They can go and see all our hotels. The fund that we are raising is we have approached international funds, and they are in talks with us. So we will give it's purely equity that we will give it to them, and we'll also invest equity through our land or through construction. So the structuring is still going on, but many people who have spoken have found this interesting, because there are lots of hotel chains, who wants to go public, and they don't have a expansion plan. So a lot of people want to come to us and say, why not we participate with you, because we are anyway going public. And so it's a great for us also. We already have plan in place. We already have locations in place. We already have MO you signed with some land banks. So it's quite a advantage for us at this stage
and what
to.
is the cost of construction, Suraj, in like part of Goa, like per square feet?
The cost of construction starts with about 5 to 7,000 rupees a square foot. For a hotel, it is to 9,000 rupees. Because
5 to 4. Really? That's super
that's
expensive.
the kind of houses we make. Yeah.
Wow. I was guessing around 1 to 2,000 square feet.
No, no, no. There's nothing in Goa like that. Nothing.
No?
Because these are all fully furnished houses, and see, our homes have a lot of double heights. Our ceiling heights are very. So we don't build the typical, house that you see in most of the places. We have some SOPs, So those are not the real. I mean, what do you say? The what is happening in commonly built. And we also have to build homes which can remain for long. The Goa's weather is also a challenging, right? So you just can't build a property.
Wonderful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks a ton, Suraj, for being such an amazing guest and helping us walk through the entire landscape, And anything from your side which you want to share to our listeners?
Yeah, well, thank you, first of all, for hearing me. And thank you for your lovely uh, interview. My request to everybody who comes to Goa is that please take care of my state. A lot of people think Goa is all about going to the beach, go explore other parts of Goa, beautiful inland tourism that you need to explore. There are homestays. There are there in villages. Uh, then there are great temples, churches. The eastern side of Goa, which nobody knows. Everybody knows about south and north, but I suggest please go and see the eastern side of Goa, which is beautiful mountains. You can go for trekking. So what is going to happen next is sustainable tourism. Only sustainable tourism. That's where the Goa is going to go in the next 1 decade. That's what I feel. And get prepared and keep my Goa clean. Behave yourselves. I'm not an authority, but I always feel ownership of my state. Enjoy yourself, be safe, don't drink and drive. And we are all lovely people of Goa, and discover some locals also when you come here. Share your heart, and they will be your friends forever.
Well said, well said. And don't party too hard also, let me add.
That I won't say, but as long as you are safe,
As long as you're safe.
safe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome, Suraj. Such a pleasure.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Let me stop the recording.